Imagine if your name was on a secret list. A list with maybe 50 names on it, tops from all over the world. If you were on it, you wouldn't need to apply for jobs. No, the biggest global companies would be clawing at each other to hire you. You'd probably be sitting right now in Mark Zuckerberg's house, and he'd be begging you to sign an exclusive contract. And for your signature, he'd pull out his checkbook and write you a check for $100 million. That's not your salary, by the way. That's just a signing bonus. Before you even say good morning on your first day, that money is yours. Because you're not just anyone. You're one of the geniuses shaping the future of humanity. With your brain alone, you could either help an empire like Meta continue to dominate, or you could send it to the History Museum right next to Nokia, Ericsson, and BlackBerry. That's exactly what Mark is terrified of. But wait, why? Isn't he one of the pioneers of AI? Doesn't he have armies of engineers working for him? Didn't he just say a few months ago that his version was on par with everyone else's? Was all that just for show? Grab your coffee and let's dive into the battle that's happening right now. About 3 months ago, in April, Mark Zuckerberg posted a confident selfie video on Instagram. He was all puffed up, telling the world that his AI model, Llama, was going to blow everyone away. And Meta actually released 2 new versions, claiming with data and tests that they were as good as, if not better than, OpenAI and Google's models. Mark was dreaming big. He wanted to create a voice assistant that would let you talk to Facebook like it was your friend. He thought it was just a matter of days before they'd announce it all. But it turned out to be a total fantasy. Within a few days of the release, independent researchers outside of Meta looked at their tests and found a huge problem. The tests were rigged! They were custom-built to make Llama look better than it actually was. Insider leaks revealed that Mark discovered his AI team had been polishing their model, even though they knew it was weak and couldn't compete with the big players. The final blow came at Meta's own AI conference that same month. Llama's performance on stage was a huge letdown. The features they promised, like voice interaction, were nowhere to be found. Developers who had come from all over the world with high hopes left disappointed. Suddenly, Meta wasn't just behind. They were on the verge of being out of the race completely. For Mark, failure isn't an option. He's a stubborn guy. So when the tech wasn't working, he turned to the one thing he knew could fix everything: money. According to leaks, he created a WhatsApp group with his senior staff called the Hiring Party. His goal? To scrap the old plan and start a new one with his checkbook. He's doing 2 major things. 1, buying up startups. First, he went after a startup called Scale AI, a key company in the AI space. He didn't buy the whole company, though, because he's still dealing with those old monopoly lawsuits from the Instagram and WhatsApp acquisitions. Instead, he invested about $15 billion to buy a minority stake. The real secret here wasn't the company itself. It was the founder, Alexandr Wang, a 28-year-old guy. Mark didn't hire him just for his technical genius. He wanted him for his deep network and connections in the AI world. Wang is now Mark's new deal-maker, tasked with getting people on that secret list to join Meta. 2, running a guerrilla war on talent. This is what made Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, go ballistic. He openly complained that Meta was offering his employees a $100 million signing bonus. Meta sent offers to over 45 researchers at OpenAI and managed to poach 4 of them. 3 of those were top researchers who were just opening a new OpenAI office in Switzerland. This was a massive loss. Mark isn't using HR for this. He's personally emailing and texting these people, and even holding interviews at his own house. He's like, "We're friends now. Come on over, let's chat." He even tried to hire Ilya Sutskever, the brains behind ChatGPT, and another OpenAI founder, John Schulman, but they both turned him down. The pressure got so intense that OpenAI's head of research, Marek Chen, sent an internal email saying, "I feel like a thief is breaking into our house and trying to steal from us." The stress was so high that OpenAI's management gave everyone a week off to decompress. But Mark, being Mark, saw this as an opportunity. He used that week to put even more pressure on their researchers. To fight back, OpenAI raised their researchers' salaries by 20% and started offering new perks like $50 million in company stock to their top people. The Financial Times reported that it cost OpenAI an extra $300 million a year just to keep their team. You might be asking yourself, why is Meta so desperate? Why did Llama fail? The biggest reason is China. Since Llama is an open-source model, the Chinese used it to build even better, more powerful models, and for a lot less money. Meta's celebrated open-source strategy became a nightmare. Now, some executives at Meta are so unconvinced by Llama that they're considering stopping all investment in it and just using their rivals' models for now. But this is all just the beginning. The real battle is for artificial general intelligence, or AGI. We're talking about an AI that isn't just a problem solver or a search engine. We're talking about an AI that's smarter than a human brain, with consciousness, the ability to think, and solve problems humanity has struggled with for centuries. An AI that can think for itself, not just rely on its training data. Whoever gets there first won't just win the market, they'll literally rewrite the rules of the game. You might think that's decades away, but the weird thing is, some people believe we're only months away. Elon Musk predicts AGI will be here next year. Anthropic's CEO says 2026. Sam Altman himself promised to deliver something similar during the next presidential term. That's why Mark created a new lab inside Meta specifically for this mission, the Superintelligence Lab, and he put Alexandr Wang in charge of it. This is the real fight he's getting ready for. This craziness isn't just Mark. It's happening all over Silicon Valley. Everyone is terrified of missing the train. Big tech companies like Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google have announced they're spending a combined $20 billion on infrastructure and data centers this year alone. That's double what they spent 2 years ago. AI researcher salaries have skyrocketed to as much as $7 million a year for one person. Even Apple, who's been quiet on this front, isn't sitting still. They're reportedly considering a $14 billion deal to buy Perplexity. That's the $100 million question, isn't it? The drama we've seen is more than just corporate competition. It's a frantic race for survival. Mark Zuckerberg, in a way, is fighting for his company's future. The AI revolution isn't just another tech trend. It's a foundational shift that will redefine the digital world. The company that leads this charge will likely dominate the next several decades. On one hand, you could argue that the train has indeed left the station. While Meta was focusing on its open-source model in the metaverse, giants like OpenAI and Google were building and refining their own closed-source, cutting-edge AI systems. Meta is playing catch-up, and that's a tough position to be in. They've already lost time, trust, and some key talent, and their reputation has taken a hit after the Llama tests were exposed. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, is driving a chaotic and expensive strategy that might not be sustainable in the long run. However, you can never count out a company with as much power and resources as Meta. Mark's guerrilla war with his checkbook is a powerful move. He's not just buying talent, he's trying to buy time, influence, and a path back to the front lines. By poaching top researchers and acquiring strategic stakes in key startups like Scale AI, he's essentially bypassing years of internal development. The $100 million signing bonuses are not just a show of force. They're a clear signal that he's willing to do whatever it takes to secure the best minds in the field. Ultimately, the outcome hinges on whether these brilliant minds can work together to innovate faster than their competitors. Can the new Superintelligence Lab, led by the young and well-connected Alexandr Wang, close the gap with OpenAI, Google, and others? It's a high-stakes gamble. Mark might be late to the party, but he's showing up with a suitcase full of cash and a fierce determination to be a key player. The next few years will tell us if his bet pays off and if Meta can truly avoid the fate of becoming a historical footnote.